Schon gar nicht bei Schiff.
And there it is. Boom! Boom! We're live, everybody. Hey, welcome to Red TV and Conversation. I'm Peter Clark. Super pumped to have you here today. Hey, I said boom, but hey, for some of you, kaboom, kaboom, a little extra kaboom for you guys today. Thanks for being here. First of all, thanks for being here. We are out live right now on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and Twitch and anything.com where the kids are. LinkedIn, by the way, wrote LinkedIn. So everybody high in LinkedIn land as well. If you're here for the first time, thank you for showing up. Super appreciate it. Always love to see you. If you're back for another time because you already know what you're in for, I appreciate that even more. That's fantastic. And if you're watching on replay, which I totally sometimes forget that people watch these on replay, hey, thank you for even tuning in and showing some attention. Much appreciate that. Pretty excited today. We got all kinds of stuff. Hey, if you like what you see and hear here, please make sure you give a like and share. It is super important to me. It really is, just to kind of make sure we're reaching people that really want to tune in and learn and have some fun and educated and all that kind of fun stuff. So I hope that resonates with you as well. And hey, just a little plug for this and myself here, just so you know, I don't never do this. But I'm trying to change my ways. This lady right here next to me is helping with this kind of mindset stuff. You know, here we go. If you have something coming up in your world and you want Red TV involved, just let me know. You never know what happens. Next time you have a really important event, you just let me know. I know somebody who could probably host and or get this broadcast out to the world for you. How about that? So there you go. That's enough of that. Enough of that self promotion stuff. You're not here for that. You're here for this. Look at this soul over there. Look at that beautiful young lady over there. I'm so pumped to have her because, as some of you may know, I've had a recent health issue and going through a healing process right now with my good old fashioned heart here. Oh, it's been a journey. And along that journey, it's all about healing, health, wellness. Always kind of has been in the back of my mind and the people that I spend time with, and certainly my beautiful spouse, Renuka. That's kind of her wheelhouse as well. But I think it's the top of mind now for a lot of people over the last couple of years. And it's so important now for us to be in tune with what's going on with our bodies, what's going on with our minds, and connect the two. And today we're going to talk about a few different, modalities, if you will, something that you might not have touched upon before. And if you have, great. If you haven't, this is fantastic. This will be quite enlightening as for you. And it's really about trying to connect your energy, trying to harness this energy and you being of the world and in the world, and how that resonates with your space and your office space, your home space, your life, all these kinds of fun things. So I have a really good friend. This person is super, super cool. I really like this person a lot. She's my favorite witch in the world. And you'll understand why I just called her a witch, because she is. She's a good witch. Gillian is an international, listen, she's an initiated priestess. And I got to ask these questions and we'll find this out. Soul coaching. If you have not heard of soul coaching, she's an international soul coaching trainer. Feng Shui, we're going to talk about the pronunciation of that in a second. Feng Shui Master, energy healer, a midwife to wisdom, and a natural witch. I'm not joking. This is fantastic stuff. She's a proud mom of 3 amazing souls. I've met them all. These are just amazing people on this planet. She lives on the coolest property you'll ever see. And I swear, just raises her own chickens. I mean, the whole 9 yards. And she has a super cool yurt, Y-U-R-T. If you ever don't know what a yurt is, look that up. And we've had the pleasure of being in that as well. And here's the best thing. Here's the best thing you'll ever hear in your life. She loves whiskey. She's a witch and loves whiskey. Can you go wrong with that? That's just completely up my alley. So everyone, please welcome Gillian White. How are ya?
I'm good, Peter. What an introduction. Wow.
Wow. Listen, I try to get it all in and get on with it because I'd be here all day talking about you. How are you? Good to see you.
I'm great. And you'll have to excuse my bird. I normally don't work in my sunroom here, but we thought for interest. And he's very happy I'm here.
Yeah, well, no, this is great. We just even briefly talked about the idea. If it just brings natural. The birds there. Look at the space you're in. It just adds to the ambience, and it's going to make a lot of sense to a lot of people when we get into this. I think I want to start with first of all, I super appreciate your time. That's for number one. But I always start with asking you and your family. Everyone okay? Health wise, everyone all right? Everyone good?
We are doing well. We're thriving. Touch wood.
That's right.
Anything changes these days.
I know things are moving around so quickly and so on. And hey, I want to welcome anybody watching right now. We're also broadcasting out to your Facebook page, if I'm not mistaken. So Gillian White has a Facebook page and a lot of membership there, and people that follow her and the things that she does. We'll talk about that as we go along here, including an online course, which is fantastic about Feng Shui. And so welcome to those people who might be watching through that website as well. Speaking our sort of Facebook page, here's the website, Gillian-White.com. Just make sure you get the dash in there, everybody, because there's another one out there. So they're not like you, Gillian, just so you know.
Probably not. Speaking of magic, Peter, this is all magic for me, how you bring this all into being. And then here I am all over the place around the world. And you just created that, just like that.
Oh, well, hey, listen, it's my pleasure. My pleasure. No, I love technology. I love technology for this reason. It brings together people and we're able to kind of do this. And you're right. Right now we're talking to basically anyone who's on the internet that has access, and it's fantastic. I want to thank everybody who's kind of watching right now. Here's a beautiful soul. Hey, good to see you, Melody. Here's the question. Oh, okay. We're going to get to that question. But Melody, good to see you. Yeah, we're jumping to questions already. I love it. This is fantastic. Good to see you. Look at this. Luciano, how are you? Good to see you. I love it. It's great and Pittsburgh in the house. Bill, good to see you. Pittsburgh in the house. Listen, gotta love it. Luciano. If I had a name like that, Gillian, if I had a name like that, I'd run half the world with that name. I really would. And Jennifer, good to see you. Hey, I just connected with Jennifer recently, so I'm really appreciative of you tuning into the show. It's so good to see you. And from Washington D.C., how cool is that? I just love it. And good morning, right here, Jennifer. Is that a friend of yours? It looks like.
Hi, Jen.
There you go. Shout out. So great to see everybody here. There's the website. I'm going to jump on the website in a second, Gillian, as we go down into this path, just so we can set the conversation. We're going to be talking about Feng Shui, and just so everyone knows, I looked it up. Go on the internet and look up how many multiple different ways to say it. There's Feng Shui. There's all kinds of different ways. But for argument's sake today, Gillian, can I use Feng Shui? Is that what we're going to?
Feng Shui, yes.
Feng Shui. I'll stay with Feng Shui, everybody, but there's multiple little nuances to that saying Feng Shui today. And of course, Gillian is a master of this, and we're going to walk through that. So just to set the stage, Gillian, because you again, you have a different multiple disciplines of modalities, that you have studied and you practice. So just to put it into context, Feng Shui is just one of them. But just tell us a little bit about generally some of your background, and I'm going to bring up your website to kind of walk through, but tell people a little bit about your background so that when we kind of move into this, we're not just talking about Feng Shui. There's lots of different things that are kind of supporting this conversation. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, how it all sort of came to being. Well, I was a stay-at-home mom and still am. I work from home. But when my children are younger, I started on this path of finding myself, because you lose yourself with children and who are you and health. I was struggling with some health issues, and that's how I found Feng Shui, to healing work, to so many different modalities. And now I just blend it into what I do now, I suppose. And it's hard to name it, but I like to inspire people in bringing magic into their own lives. and whatever that magic is to them, because we all have our own heart song or our own soul vocabulary. What is your soul's truth? And not one is the same. So it's finding that truth within you so that it can direct you on your life.
Yeah, right. I like I said, I think what we're trying to remind people here that it's not just one thing we're talking about, and it really does have a true real life application here. It's not about belief. It's not about a spirituality per se. It has that undertone and that support. But when we're talking about feng shui today, and we're going to be talking about that, for anyone watching, for example, on the LinkedIn platform, as an example, it's directly related to your business, because you want to be set up in your environment where you feel good. And if you're feeling good and resonating, you're probably going to do better. If you feel better, you do better. I mean, does that really resonate with you? Am I seeing this the right way? Yeah.
That is it. It is, your home has a job, and that's to support you, nourish you, and inspire you. You know, the outside world can be chaotic. Going to an office can be chaotic. We can be affected by different energies. And then you're tired, you can feel depleted. So when you walk into your space, you want to feel rejuvenated, not tired and depleted even more. It's like, oh, what do I need to do here? I don't like being here. You want to be in a space that is a sanctuary, right?
Right, absolutely. Now I'm going to bring up the website, and it's awesome to hear that beautiful being in the background with all the. It sounds like you're.
Sorry.
No, it's good. It's all good. But I wanted to show the website here and just let everyone know how they can reach out to you and connect with you. So Gillian-White, there's the website, everybody. You can learn so much about her. I think you're doing a great job, by the way, because I know that you've mentioned to me before in the past that you've actually created this yourself and designed it and so on. So good, kudos to you, because it takes a lot to do that. Here's again just the front page and so on, but there's so much in here. Oh, I wanted to go down to show these. We're a little bit more about you. Hold on a second here. I want to get to Gillian, because I want to show these beautiful souls, if I'm not mistaken, down here somewhere. There they are. There they are. There's the tribe, everybody. Beautiful family. Ryan, and who are those three other beautiful souls, just so everyone knows?
Oh, those are my kids. So my middle son is the tall one, Caleb, and Jasmine, my oldest, and she's in university, 3rd year, and my youngest, Adwin. Yeah, and he's from Ethiopia, if you're wondering. Oh, what a beautiful blend of colors we are.
Yeah, it's great. Hey, I know that's a beautiful story in itself right there, everybody. So again, that's for when you tune into her podcast and you turn into her course and you go on her website, you'll learn all more about that. By the way, big shout out to you about your podcast. You're doing such an amazing job on the podcast. Up in the top right hand corner here on the website, everybody, you can see podcast. When you click on that, guess where you go? Boom, there she is. And I got to tell you, you've done an amazing job with this, because first of all, it's hard to do. It's really hard to do a podcast to start. I mean, I shouldn't say it's really hard. I don't want to deter people from not wanting to do a podcast. It's a lot of work, right? Isn't it? Right.
Yes, for me it is. And I really appreciate what you do here, because holy hot Dinah. But I was inspired by you, so I listened to your wisdom, and here I am.
Oh no, listen, you've done a tremendous job. So I just and your voice, I'm telling you're built for this. This is your thing. So I just want everyone to know. So I'm going to turn it on here. Listen, I know you're probably going to get mad at me, but listen to her.
Welcome to the Soul Magic Podcast, and I'm your host, Gillian White. Your white witch, sorta, kind of. Throughout my 20 years of teaching in the spiritual world, I have noticed that people often move through life on autopilot, going through the motions with each day passing like the other, missing the gifts, existing and not living. For this podcast, my intention is to lead you to hear the whispers of your soul and trust some messages from the stars. It is a blessed time to savor your life, to fall in love with life itself, and to embody magic with every step you take. Let's walk with intention of inviting magic into our lives to awaken that spark of our soul.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on. You have me blushing. Honestly.
How good is that? Listen, that's a very super cool song. That's what I'm getting at, everybody. Don't, this whole idea of energy and so on. Gillian, you have it in your voice. So listen, keep going on the podcast. I want everyone to be encouraged to go out. We're going to come back to your website in a little bit as we go through, because we need to talk about the online course. We're going to talk about that as well. So we'll talk about that. So much to cover. So let's get rocking and rolling right now here. Listen, let's jump right into this. We talked about some of the disciplines. I mean, soul coaching, Feng Shui, and so on. Let's go. I just mentioned you in the introduction about being a witch, and sometimes it's tongue in cheek, and sometimes again it's not intended to be. But I think in order to break the ice for people to understand,
Yeah.
the idea of being a witch is it's really just about energy and knowing you have it and know how you can use it and so on. So, what is the definition to you? I'm just curious what your thoughts are when someone's a witch.
It's a definition. It's different for everybody, but for me, it's just taking the power of the word back. It means a wise person.
Yeah.
And I don't like saying that because I'm like, I don't feel so wise. I have a beginner's mind. I love learning and growing, and I get to learn and grow all the time. However, it's just somebody who brings the unseen into the seen. It's walking with intention. It's a knowing. So a knowing is more of a sense of intuition. What I know that is right for me, that is a witch's path. It's connecting with nature. As you see, I have nature with my birds. It's not because we're not separate for nature, but for some reason, humans have decided that we are, and that's where we get thrown off and we're not grounded within ourselves. But it's walking a sacred path, a ritual and harmony, and in a prayerful way. That everything you say is creating.
Right.
It's many things. I don't know if you can define it as one, and it's different for each person. So for me, that's my truth.
Yeah, I love the idea of, like you said, just understanding that it's about. It feels to me again, it's just about this concept and ritual, if you will, feeling just being of the earth and connected here on the planet, and understanding there's energy and being aware of that. And it's no different than the word guru, for example. I mean, guru is another. I'm not comparing the words, but I'm comparing. If you really dig into those words, they have a meaning that is probably not representative of what we see today and how people use it. So this is why I wanted to define that, because I know that and I'm not trying to be funny here. I know that that's you take it seriously. That's what you are. I mean, you don't take yourself seriously, but the concept. I know you don't take yourself, which is so fantastic. I appreciate that. Within the concept of witch and energy and all that kind of stuff, and you use it in your in how you talk about yourself of weaving soul magic, and the idea of adding the K on the end of the word magic, and the idea and the concept of magic. So explain, if you can, what when you say magic and the concept of magic, when it comes to the idea of being connected to energy, what does that mean? What is magic?
Magic without the K is more of the one that's for show. The card tricks, really great, fun. Love watching those kind of magic tricks. Where magic with a K is really, again, about bringing the unseen into the seen. It's weaving, as we say, spell work, but that's manifesting, right?
Right.
It's bringing it into the now. It's bringing it into the physical. So what you're dreaming, what you want to bring into your life, you bring it into the physical, into the now. That's, for me, what magic is.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love it that you touched on that word, because that's what I'm thinking that right away. And I don't know if they're exactly the same, but is the idea of magic really, for the person who's just kind of hearing this for the first time, it is like manifesting. It's being able to kind of see something, envision it, and then make it come into
bring
being.
it into fruition. It's coming to being. It's here it is. Not just thinking it, it's anchoring it.
Yeah. And it's funny. So when we talk about it that way, no one blinks an eye. And that's what I find fascinating with language, is that if we talk about setting goals and then visualizing those goals, and work yourself from the end, see yourself being there and working backwards, and all, it's very similar to what we're talking about of pulling magic, which is really connecting to all of the energies around you so that you can actually make these things come
to be. Here
right?
we are. And that's magic. You creating what you just created from nothing to this is magic. And it's different for everyone, right? So there's no one way and no wrong way. It's your way. And whatever that magic is to you, there you go.
Yeah, see, listen, I love that, and I agree with you. Like, technology. Like, I'm in awe of a lot of different things. I'm a super curious person, and I never lose my awe for things that I know we take for granted today. Just like this, I mean, the ability to talk to people around the world. Every time I get on an airplane, for example, like I just never lose the awe of being and going, gosh, this is like 100 tons of metal in the air. It shouldn't, and here I am. I just in awe, and I think that's what magic is, the idea of how these energies come together to make you feel in awe of things.
I love that, Peter. It is. And when I went on one of those cruise ships before, I couldn't believe I'm in a floating mall. It's in the water. Like I'm walking on water. It's amazing. And it's just seeing that and creating life with such an open-hearted curiosity. And yeah, it's just beautiful. That's magic.
It is magic. It is magic. Hey, I always want to make sure I'm getting some great people in here, and thank you for tuning in. Here's a beautiful soul. Hope you two connect, by the way, Gillian and Dr. Rhonda. Good to see you, Rhonda. Always appreciate you being here. This soul, hey, it looks like one of your fans. Looks like a fan. There you go. This is great. Wendy, always good to see you, Wendy. Love this topic. Let's move some fabulous energy today and make some magic. Thanks for the gift. Thank you so much, Wendy. We super appreciate you being here. Love that. There's your friend in crime with the essential oils. I know from essential oils.
Alicia and I more than together. Oh.
Yeah, I know you guys. So I want to give a shout out there. Another friend of yours. Hey, good to see you, Deb. I think Deb made my drum. Did she not? I think
she did. She did.
Right. So there you go, everybody. Drum maker right there. You can just there it is. And hey, Peter, good to see you, my friend. Always great to see when people come in. Yes, of course. Yeah. You know what I meant. Good crime, good trouble. It's all meant to be in good trouble. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in and supporting the show and specifically Gillian here, which is fantastic. Now let's jump to what we're here to talk about. We talked a little bit about setting up who you are and your modalities of understanding. So let's get into Feng Shui. I'm going to keep using that pronunciation. What exactly is that? Again, just kind of give us a Cole's Notes. Everybody, you can go out and obviously Google this and do some tremendous amount of research and reading on it. But Feng Shui, Gillian, what is that if you were to explain that to somebody?
Well, it is a way of, well, again, bringing things into being, but it's about balancing the energy in your space. It means wind and water. So everything is energy. Everything vibrates with energy. And so it's about creating harmony with that energy, because some energies can be conflicting or could be depleting.
Draining.
Your space so that's working for you rather than against you. So it's art of placement. It's not a design. It's not a form of design. So my way of feng shui looks different from others, but it has the same feeling of wanting to create a nice, beautiful flow of energy.
Yeah, I think what's interesting about this concept, again, I'm relating it back to workspaces always because I spend a lot of time in here, for example. And also a lot of people right now over the last couple of years are working from home. So the combination of those two worlds now, which normally don't come together at this level, now everybody in the world, or many people in the world, have experienced working from home. So where these two energies collide of how your home is set up for energy flow, and then how your workspace is set up for energy flow. So that's why I thought this was a interesting subject matter about how that plays out. Do you think there's a real strong distinction between that? Because I'm wondering, when people are at offices, for example, they're
Right.
laid out much differently than as if they were trying to lay it out for feng shui. So what do you
You can feng shui any space. You can even feng shui a car. You can feng shui just even an office desk. It's about placing items so they work together. So it's based on like 5 elements, and one of those elements, so from metal, water, earth, wood, fire, you want them to work in a way that they work together in a nice flow. And then it's sort of like creating do you know vision boards? You know, those manifestation boards that people make on paper.
Sure.
Your home becomes a big 3D vision board.
Right. Okay.
So when you walk into your space, you're reminded of the task, what you're inspiring to be or inspiring to go towards, what you're working on. It realigns you into that space. So And there's 9 aspects of the feng shui of the 𝘂𝗶𝘁𝗵 map. This is a map of your home.
Okay, we're gonna get there.
Oh, okay.
She knows. We're going. Let's go there right now. Let's talk about. So what is this map? Tell us what this map is, and I'll bring up a visual for us so that we can walk through, because I was curious when I saw that phrase, and then I said, what is this map? So talk to us about this and about these 9 areas, and we'll walk through those individually as well, so that people can get an idea of how to apply this to their own home and or their home office. So tell me about this map.
Well, it's wonderful. For me, okay, so a lot of times we focus on one aspect of our lives. Mostly it's like money, right?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think that's a big one for people, but then we forget about all the other areas of our life. So the map, the 𝘂𝗶𝘁𝗵 map, actually I have a little thing here. It looks like
Okay.
this.
Let me bring up something that might be, I mean, it's not exactly of the map that that you were showing there, which is fantastic. But let me just see if I can find one that we can bring up that kind of gives people like it's not, it's mapped out, but it's just blocked out so that people can kind of understand these areas that you're referring to. So that's generally speaking what we're talking about right now. Keep going, Gillian, please. What are we looking at here?
So it gives you an understanding of your home and so this 𝘂𝗶𝘁𝗵 map's placed over your home, and then you work on different areas. And of course, ideally, you want balance of all areas. So if you want more wealth, you need to have balance and helpful people travel zone, but then you need to focus on where you're going with your career, and and skills and knowledge, and family is all about paying bills kind of thing. So they all work together. Instead of just focusing on one, we open up and look at it all.
Right.
Does that make sense?
No, it's about taking all of these energies really and just kind of pulling it in from your surroundings, right? I mean, that's what I'm always thinking of, harnessing energy of some sort so that we can look at different parts of our home, our life, our environment. I mean, let's face it. I mean, we are products of our environment. I mean, that's no shocking statement to anybody. I mean, wherever however you spend your time, who you spend it with, and in what environment is going to affect, who you are, how you are, what your experience of the world is, right?
You go into a home that has a lot of clutter, it's depleting. You feel tired, right? It's depressing, anxious. And that's the base of feng shui. And then when you clear that clutter, you can breathe. And when you're clearing that outside clutter, it's actually clearing the inside clutter, because there's no disconnect. You are what your home is, and your home is what you are. I can go into someone's home and have an understanding where they are inside themselves. So this is just a way for us to focus. What are you working on? So how can I create this vision for myself? So you would clear your clutter, and then you go to these different areas, and then you would place different elements in the different areas that work. So for wealth, it would be growth. That would be wood. You want to add things that represent wealth, and wood is growing. Fame is all about your reputation, how people perceive you. That's fire energy. It's very yang, busy and active, right?
Oh, is that ego driven now? I'm just curious about that. Is fame and this idea of skill? So let me. I wrote them down in a very specific way. So let me just walk through. Okay. I'm sorry. I want to walk through them because I wrote them down. Okay. I'm trying to understand. I want to learn. I want to learn how to. I want to learn specifically what these mean. So again, career and life path. Again, is that underneath it? That's in the middle gray section at the bottom of that map there.
So yeah, that usually falls close to the front door for BTB feng shui. And that is, again, where are you going in your life? If you're not too sure, if you want to gain recognition in your career, you'd focus on this area, which is a water area. You would add water to this front door area, which means money as well, flowing money.
Got it. Beautiful. Okay, so number 2, skills and knowledge. So I'll take that graphic off for a second, but right there in the corner next to you, so knowledge.
I'm in my skills and knowledge area of my home. And this is where you would go to, like, if you're learning something new. So we'd put books in here. If you're looking for helpful people and beings, this is a spiritual zone as well. So it's a really quieter area. It's an earth vibration. So you'd have earthenware in this area of your home.
Right.
Beings, I have an angel behind me and a Buddha, anything that you're connected to. Again, you want to invite things that you're connected to. If you don't have a relationship with it, it has no meaning to you. Then it won't do anything for you.
Got it. Now I'm just going to ask this question. Knowledge should Should my, I'll speak from the eye because everyone's going to be different here. Some people might have an office in their basement. They might have it wherever they have that extra room or whatever. Theoretically speaking, would I want my office, for example, or my studio to be in the knowledge area, or would I want it to be in the health or the fame area? I'm just wondering, because knowledge sounds like where I should be kind of sitting because I want to learn and grow.
Well, you would, because the skills and knowledge, career and life path, and helpful people travel zone usually fall in the front area of your home. And the front area of your home is a yang energy. It's a busier energy. And ideally, that's where you would like your office because you want it active, moving. And then the back set of your home usually is a yin energy, a softer, quieter, great for meditation. It sort of goes against what it looks like fame with fire, but ideally, an office is best at the front and a bedroom is best at the back of a home.
Got it. Okay. You know, and my office area is closer to the front of the home.
Perfect.
Yeah. So it's sitting in the front of the home and so
And
on.
upstairs on the main
Yeah.
floor is better, or upstairs, yeah, rather than the basement.
Okay. Perfect. Good to know. See, okay, let's talk about this. This might be obvious, but family, of course, family is a very important part of this whole conversation, obviously.
Well, family means different to different people, and that can be even the family, your work family, and because you spend a lot of time with them. It's another great place to work on for paying bills, supporting the family. So this is a good area to focus on that. And then your immediate family, of course. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, got it. Prosperity. I think, like you said, I mean, let's face it, it's always on top of our mind. It's always plays a role in everything we do, specifically with our professional lives, our careers. We spend basically a third of our waking hours, chasing whatever we're doing for a living. So prosperity, how does that kind of play into this?
And prosperity means a lot of things to different people as well. So yeah, you would focus on this area, especially for money. But you would add things that remind you of wealth. So it can mean different to different people. What is wealth to you? Because you want to invoke that feeling. That's how we manifest. That's how we create, is that feeling. Do you feel wealthy? So for me, it might be, I love crystals. So I would put a beautiful citrine crystal there. And that's like, because I'm like, that was expensive. However, I used to feng shui. I used to go to people's homes. And this one fella, he used to hunt. And for me, that's a killing energy. But for him, that was prosperity. So we left that for him, made other changes, even though that wasn't my truth and that wasn't my teachings. But for him, that was prosperity. Later on, he sold his company and pocketed 10 million. So who's to say that wasn't prosperity? So it's really about putting items in your home that vibrate that energy for you. So what is family to you? What is skills and knowledge to you? What are you trying to work on? Yeah. So you're creating that vision.
I love it. I love what you said there. Like, it is different for everybody because, one of my favorite phrases, I've heard it before, but my phrase now is, health is wealth. For me, it always has been, to be frank with you. I know that when I'm not feeling well, it doesn't matter how, successful, quote unquote, you feel or how much money you have or anything. When you're not well, it's really a tough go. So you're right. I mean, the idea of what prosperity means to people is much different. How about fame and reputation? That's those are, and I like the kind of concept word fame. Fame sounds almost today. Again, you know what I'm going to say. Everyone wants 15 minutes of fame. What does that mean? What is the word fame?
This is how people perceive you. You're selling yourself, especially we do that. How it's important. And this is how people see you, perceive you. So the fame area is about your reputation. And I use this often, especially for my husband, because he's in the oil patch. So we've had lots of up and downs, a lot. So he's my perfect example. And anytime he's looking for a job, and I call it hunting a job, because here I am, another hunter in my life. Isn't this fascinating? However, not my truth, but that's his. I had a picture of him looking with his first hunt, his first kill, and I had it in the fame area, and I lit a candle every day. And sure enough, he got one of the best jobs he's ever gotten. Just that intention space, building up his energy. So when he walked by, he's like, ooh, there I am. I'm, oh, yes, there you are.
Okay, I need you to put me in. I need you to take a picture of me and put me in that corner too, just when we're done this show. Just yeah, I need to go in that corner. Love and relationships. I think obviously it's different than family, but love and we're talking about more of relationships with our partners and so on. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes, This is a 2 vibration. It's a partnership energy area. Now, of course, relationship if with someone or if you're looking for a relationship, but it's the most important relationship, and it's one with self right here. So it's really, if you have wholeness here, then you're a great partner for all other relationships in your life. Yeah.
Yeah, it goes back.
Important one.
Yeah, you can't give what you don't have, right? I mean, so I've heard that phrase, so if you can't have self-care, it's hard to care for others. If you don't have empathy for even your own self,
Yep.
right?
So the partnership with you.
Right. It's got to start with you. No, that's fantastic. How about this one here? Children and creativity. I thought that was interesting. Those 2 words together.
Yeah. Well, it's about play. It's busy, fun energy, but it's also about communication. So if you're feeling stagnant, you're not feeling inspired, work on this area, because again, it's creativity. If you're having a big meeting and needing to find your words, or when you have to do an interview like this before your second cup of coffee, you'd work on your creativity in children's zone, because it's all about communication. Yeah.
Communication. Oh, that's good. And again, I think if anything we've learned over the last 2 years, since the pandemic and so on, is new ways to communicate. I mean, we've been forced again to remote work remotely. People are jumping on Zoom calls all the time and having to do things over over phones and FaceTime and all kinds of different things. So our ability to communicate has really been, I'm going to say, tasked or challenged lately. So for people to tap into this, I think makes a lot of sense to me. It's just that we need to find ways to communicate better and so on. So I never put those 2 together, creativity and communication. That's interesting. I really haven't. Let's go here. Let's go with the helpful people and travel. Hey, I like both of those subjects. So tell me about that.
You sure do. This is a great area. And actually, it's the first one you really notice a change in your life. So if you work on this area, so it's about safe travel, but finding helpful people in your life. So if you're looking for a new job, right? Or a promotion or something, you want to work on this area because you need helpful people to get you in that space. A really cool cure for this is you can get because it's a metal zone, you get a silver metal box, and say you're going for an interview or many interviews, put 3 names of people that can help you in that. So it could be the person that's interviewing you, or if you're looking for that promotion, you can add that name of that person that can give you that promotion. But this one works really quick. And then about safe travel as well.
Yeah.
And it's a spiritual zone. You would add spiritual beings. So you can actually ask help from any spiritual person that you're connected to, whatever that is. It could be religious or not.
Right. I really listen, that super resonates with me because, I'll use again LinkedIn as the platform. I mean, it's the same if we're out on different social media sites and so on, but specifically LinkedIn because it's theoretically a more of a business centric platform. We are always out there kind of positioning ourselves, and that's probably a strong word, presenting ourselves. That's probably a better way.
Right.
Presenting ourselves to
Yeah.
find helpful people that resonate with us and we resonate with them so that we can actually work together in the future. I mean, obviously you build relationships and so on, but it's all about this ability to find someone who you think maybe be able to help you, or maybe you can help them. Maybe you're that person for somebody else, right? Maybe you're one of those names in that box.
Well, and it's interesting. So, here a big focus is wealth, right? But then you can see all these other areas that can help you get to that wealth. So we're pigeonholing ourselves when we just focus on one aspect, when there's many that can help you get into that goal. Yeah.
I love that. And number 9 here, right in the center of all this thing, rightly so, with the heart, health.
Most important. And this is the last one to respond in your home. Until all other 8 areas are balanced, the health is the last one to respond. And the most important, of course, it's mental, spiritual, and physical. So of course, health means different things to different people. And right now we're seeing health, especially spiritually and mentally, people are struggling. So this is where your home can support you and raise your vibration and get you back on that path of wholeness, full healing, not just, again, we're so narrowed focused on one aspect of our lives, and we're more than that. We're multifaceted, right? Yeah. And that's the Feng Shui, it's multifaceted. So it's your home as a representation of you, as you're a representation of your home. There's no separation.
Yeah, I love that. I love this idea. it reminds me, and maybe I'm going down a different path here, but I won't go down that way. I'm generally speaking about you're doing business, for example, and someone says, don't take it personally. I always love that. Like, well, I can't separate who I am with what I do. I don't define myself by what I do, but I'm still the same person. So I like what you said about when you're in your office space, it should be a real representation of who you are and how you feel and how you want to be. And right?
Yeah, it's a reminder of what you're working on and who you are, because we get so distracted. And if you think about our bodies, I don't know the right numbers, but I don't mean like 80% water. And water is a very moving, it's not a fixed state, right? So we're always moving in different energies, in different states, but our homes can be more of a fixed state that supports you. So like you'll probably notice that like you feel great, and then also you go into another space, say a mall or something, and you just feel depleted because our bodies are moving into those more fixed states. Like metal has a fixed energy. Wood has a fixed energy. You can measure it. I think you can look at it under a microscope and see it moving, and it has a certain vibration. So your home, you want to create a fixed energy that is supportive. That's your sanctuary, whatever that is to you. And what are you working on? So when I walk by my prosperity zone, I'm like, oh, and you want to feel it. You're like, oh, this makes me feel rich, because again, manifesting is all about feeling. So when I walk into my skills and knowledge, I'm like, I got this. I feel at ease. I'm at peace. I'm reading my books. I got Buddha helping me over there.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I have these. You can see I have these around me as well. I surround myself. I have a few Buddhas and salt lamp and things like that. I just want to mention, this is the producer and me. Sorry about. Your internet connection is just causing a little bit of for your picture, but your audio is clear, and I'll just give you so I don't want you to panic about that. It is what it is, and we're
acreage living.
Where you live, this is fantastic. I would put up with spotty internet to live where you are. I just wanted to let you know, if you do obviously pop out, just pop back in, okay? So if the internet comes, don't no panic. And I just wanted to say that to everybody. Like, listen, we're aware of sometimes it's not as clear, because Gillian looks 100 times better than that, right? Just so you know. It's distorting my picture. Maybe everyone else sees you super clearly, but it's just all I'm saying, everybody, is we're aware of that and so on. Hey, I just wanted to jump into this. There's lots of super great comments here. I'm going to go through all the comments afterwards and thank everybody. That's for sure. I know you will as well. Let me just see if I can go back up to that question, because it was one of the first questions there. Let's just see if we got a question that we can answer here. Here's my question. This is from Melody. Melody's out of Massachusetts and has the coolest Boston, Massachusetts accent. I just love her accent.
I love it.
What would be your most effective tip for apartment dwellers in inviting positive energy into their homes, especially second floor above other residents? And she's going to be watching this.
Yeah. There's a few things about apartments, and they have their challenges, and then they have their benefits. One of them is that you can feel ungrounded, especially if you're not on the ground floor. So an easy tip is to invite earth energies. So you would add 4 rounded rocks. I know it sounds crazy, but in the 4 corners of your home, or plants, adding plants, earth energy, nature, because then too we're lacking a bit of nature, because sometimes we don't have a large balcony, or maybe not a balcony, and inviting that in. You would want to actually as well really focus on your front entryway, because how people find us is by our front doors. And that is the mouth of chi. We want to draw energy into our space, but apartments, it's harder because we're down different hallways, and it's a harder time for energy to find us. So you want your front entryway to be clear and open, maybe have a mirror in there to invite energy in, a wind chime, again, dispersing and bringing new energy into your space. Those are just a couple of things I can think of.
Fantastic. Now, Gillian, here's what I'm going to do, because you know how much I like you. You already know that. I want to make sure that internet tries to get cleared up. So sometimes by removing you and coming back. So if my beautiful spouse, Renuka Mohan, are you there, Renuka Mohan? Are you there? She was going to come in to ask you a question. I'm going to bring her in. Gillian, what I would like for you to do is kind of pull out from the broadcast and then come back in, because I want to see if we can clear up the internet. That's all. I can hear you perfectly. I just want to make sure we can get you nice and sharp. We can do that because the internet sometimes will just play with us on this particular link. So maybe we'll do that. You know, you don't have to reboot, but just refresh the page and then come back in and let's just see what happens there. I'm having a funny feeling that'll help us a lot. So let me see. You do that, Gillian, and I'm going to bring in. There's my beautiful spouse, Renika Mohan. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Well, you know me pretty well, so I'm okay. Good to see you. And we're going to try to get Gillian back in for your question, okay? But in the meantime, so tell us. Let's just share with everybody. I mean, we've been through this process a little bit. I must say, I'm still struggling with the practice of it here on my desk. I do have a prosperity zone over here that represents a part of what Gillian was talking about and so on. Just tell everyone a little bit about what we've done, generally speaking, in the house.
Absolutely. So I am coming to you live from our love corner.
Oh, there's our love corner. There it is.
That's our love corner. And what I've done after learning a lot about the aspect of Feng Shui that Gillian practices is I've applied a few things around the house, and this is what we have in our love corner. So hopefully you can see that, just a little love sign, the color red, a picture of us on our wedding day, and love things. There's never enough love for me, and the colors as well, very invigorating. And that's one of the things I took away from everything Gillian taught me was, applying these things. So that's what I've done in the house. In our prosperity corner, I love crystals, so I have a lot of crystals there. I've got the colors that support it, purple and green and red. And in our help zone, the helpful people and travel zone, I've actually put a picture of the Dalai Lama there because I thought he's a really helpful person. He helps me a lot and I love him. Yes. So I'm just going to put a picture of him there, and that's what I've done there. And there's other areas I'm still kind of tweaking, but that's the thing about energy I've found. Especially learning more about Feng Shui. It's just, you got to keep the flow happening. You have to keep the energy going. So I'm still tweaking a lot of other areas, but those are the ones that I've sort of focused on and I really like. And I mean, we're in a house, right? We don't always do the best job of decluttering sometimes. So it's you're always moving energy around, especially in the areas of fame and knowledge and things like that, because those areas for us on our main floor, we've got our laundry room there, we've got our back door there, and we're in and out sometimes through those areas. So, the energy is always moving. There's always things happening in those areas. So those things we're always working on.
Yeah, no, great. No, that's great insight for people to understand. There's little pockets of your home that you kind of find spaces like that to do. I'm going to see if I can bring in our lovely guest. There she is. Like I said, I'm hoping that we can kind of get this all sorted out, Gillian. Hey, we can still hear you. Let me see if I can still hear you. Yeah, there you are. See, it's clearing up every now and then.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah. Bottom line is I can see you can hear us and everything, right? You're back with us. Yes. Oh, can you hear us, Gillian?
I'm here. I can see you. Yeah, okay, I'm all nice.
It's all good. It's all good. So I know that I wanted to listen. We're trying our best. We're at the mercy of the internet. Renika, you had a question though that you wanted to throw out towards Gillian, or did we just cover that? Sorry.
I think actually Gillian covered it earlier. It's about making changes. The last 2 years with the pandemic, a lot of people they've moved on. They've been let go of jobs. They've reassessed their lives. How can we use this Feng Shui energy and the principles around BTB to help shift us even more into the places we want to be, living more purposeful lives and things of that nature? If we want to change with a job or, a new place to live or anything like that, travel more and feel a lot safer. You covered it a little bit earlier, so I think you've covered it, but could you add anything more, I wonder, with how we can use the energy to help support us in those kinds of goals and dreams?
Gillian?
I think I got some of it. It was cutting out. Don't you love the internet some days, and then the sun coming in, shining
So
on me.
it's all
You
good.
know, a powerful thing too is looking at your home with new eyes and making sure everything vibrates with positive energy and positive memories. I was thinking about photos. I saw your beautiful photo of you and Peter in your love area. I love that. And what's important is that photos. So when you took that photo, what were you doing before? Were you happy? Was it before a fight? You know, and even though you look fabulous, everyone's smiling, you look gorgeous, but if it was taken just before a fight, it vibrates with that energy of the fight. So it's really looking at your space with new eyes. And what are you hanging on? Are you holding on to old memories or old journals that aren't serving you? And they're there, and that energy is still there. And does it bring you down when you look at it? So if there's anything in your space that you don't love and that brings your energy down, you might want to look at thinking of recycling it or moving on or gifting it to somebody.
Well, hopefully it wasn't a bad memory for her, because I think that's our we just got married then.
That was our wedding day, so I think we're good.
That was our wedding day.
We're good with the memories there.
I'm just going to find,
photos.
yeah, I'm going to find out for the first time right here on live broadcast if that was a happy moment or not. No, I appreciate that. Renuka Mohan, good to see you. I'm going to see if we can. I got so many other things, Gillian. I got to get you going down this path of figuring out how to map it out. Thank you, darling. Good to see you. And maybe I'll see you later. I'm assuming I'll see you later. I'm hoping.
Was it a happy memory?
Yeah, with a happy memory. Okay, see you, darling. That's fantastic. Yeah, so no, like I said, Renuka's done a great job with really trying to implement some of the things that you talked about. So I really super appreciate you taking that question and so on, because I know she's a big fan of yours and loves all that you do and all that kind of stuff. Let me see if I could do this, Gillian, as well. I want to just put a real simple picture up, or a map up, if you will, to show people how it kind of the other map that we show were just basically the concepts, but what I wanted to do was show it how it kind of could relate to your actual home itself. So what I'm going to do right this second here is see if I can find that map that shows sort of like a floor plan, and it just kind of gives people an idea of what we're talking about here. So there's an example, everybody. So Gillian, can you just walk through that? As you can see, it's generally speaking what people can do. They can take one of those
Yep.
maps and then kind of see where it relates to their home.
Exactly. So most part, it works this way. Some homes are a little trickier, but you would always have the career at the front of the home and skills and knowledge and helpful people. So your front door will fall along one of those areas at the front. And the back of your home is your wealth, fame, and relationships. So it's like peeling off the roof of your house, draw out the floor plan. I usually focus on the main floor if you have 2 floors, and place the Boggle map just like that. And you would try and do it in 9 equal squares, the best that you can, and just to give you a rough idea. And again, the areas will blend into each other, sort of like a rainbow. The colors gently blend to each other. So it doesn't have to be absolutely exact, but close.
Yeah, and I think the reason why again this map is so, because it really is. This is where we live. You can grab again a visual, just imagine your own home, as you said, peeling off the roof, looking down, drawing out the main floor, maybe drawing out the second floor, seeing where how this all aligns up. And again, it's all about this idea of you're in this energy anyway, you're in this presence anyway, and trying to figure out how you can amplify some of that energy. Now, what if that some of this stuff just doesn't line up? I mean, does that happen? I'm sure it happens all the time. So what should someone worry about that, or should they? How can they remedy the idea that maybe sometimes these things don't line up? Or is there such a?
And that's where you might need a Feng Shui practitioner. You know, the most part, it's again about your intention. So just go into your space and think, I'm going to my left-hand corner of my home and I'm going to focus on my health or my wealth. And then I'm going to go in the center and work on the health, and just try and implement a little bit in each area. I wouldn't, until you've actually learned more about it, just do the little bit that you can.
Right. Yeah.
Looking at your space with new eyes, make sure everything you have there,
Yeah, I love this. I love that. There's so many questions coming in for you, by the way. I'm just seeing here. Good morning. Here's another friend, I guess, sharing the love with you. It's great. I love this from Dr. Rhonda. Thank you for just always adding so much. Here we go. I think some of us have the instinctual awareness that we were that we are impacts by our environment, but some folks don't have this intuitive awareness. Sounds like an amazing way to create our space. If you don't feel intuitive about this, you can obviously study it, right, Gillian, or reach out to someone like you, correct?
Yes, it's easy. You can even look online and get some feng shui tips. I mean, Pinterest is your friend, and you'll learn that, oh, bathrooms, there's water's flowing down the drain. That means money going down the drain. So the tip would be close the doors. There's a lot of things that you can do that will make a difference in your life. And again, it is about intention and how you feel. Like Dr. Rhonda was saying, a lot of people just already know. They rearrange their home and it's like, oh, it doesn't feel so good. And then they rearrange and like, that's it. That's feng shui. How does it
Yeah.
feel?
Yeah, it's tying into that energy that we're talking about, and that's why, again, this map makes it more, tangible, if you will. You can kind of visualize the space, and then what
Yeah.
represents that for you. Michelle, good to see you there. I love the magic that has unfolded in my life because of feng shui. There you go. Very powerful. There's a shout out to Renuka from Dr. Rhonda. Good to see that. Here we go. Here's something from Deb. Jillian, when my back and front door line up, what type of remedy could I use so energy doesn't flow in and out of the house? So yeah, it's almost like a shotgun, in and out of the house, right? What kind of things can she do?
So yeah, your energy. Yeah, you think about energy as you want it as a babbling brook. It meanders nicely, gently throughout your home. A front door and a back door lined up, that means the energy is rushing out. So it doesn't take the time to get to know your house. It's out the door before it's in. So you would just hang actually a 30 millimeter feng shui crystal. It's a round faceted crystal. And you would put that in the center between the two
Oh.
openings. Easy, from the ceiling.
So
Yeah.
that energy then kind of holds it back in. Is that what you mean by that? It holds it in. It doesn't kind of rush out right away. Is that what you mean by that?
Yeah, it just disperses it from pushing it. Instead of rushing out, it disperses it. So it pushes it out. You can even add mirrors to draw the energy in and bounce it off the walls. Yeah, mirrors are a great cure as well.
Mirrors. Yeah, you told me about that. About I have mirrors in my corner. Tell me why I have mirrors in my corner again. In the corners and on the floor in my room here. They're kind of in the corner where the walls.
Oh, I can't remember. Do you have a slanted
Yeah,
ceiling?
yeah. The ceiling is sort of like that above me. Yeah.
That's Yeah, energy will rush down and push down on you. It can bring heaviness, even headaches. So mirrors will actually push the energy up to make it feel like it's going like this.
That's why I'm doing it. Okay, I forgot why I was doing it. I knew it was there for a reason. I was cleaning up the other day. I was like, oh yeah, I got these mirrors here bouncing this energy, bouncing this energy around. Thank you for that question, Dad. That's fantastic. I appreciate that. Again, we're going to go through. Thank you for everyone for sending your questions and all kinds of stuff. Here we go. Colorado, boom, Colorado in the house. Jillian, watching from Loveland, Colorado. This is so inspiring. Receive more energy. Hey, empowering. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. It's always good to see people tuning in again from around the world. It's all really good. I want to talk about a little bit now about your course. I know that you are a feng shui master, but you're actually a teacher as well, and you're teaching people all about this. And I know that you don't like promoting yourself, but I'm going to do it for you right now. It's as simple as that. I'm going to promote you and talk about you. But
You and I are bad together.
there you go. So tell us a little bit about your course, and then I'm going to show a clip actually from your course, so that people can kind of see it's the real deal. So tell us a little bit about this Feng Shui Magick. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, we're in it right now with a beautiful group, and I just set you up so from beginning to the end that your home is your magic wand where it's creating and for you. So it's from decluttering our stuff. We're working on our mental energy, which is decluttering inside and out, our physical energy, doing the feng shui changes, learning about the Bago map and mapping that out on your home, and then the spiritual connection that you have, that just really enhances the magic that we've been creating. But yeah, been a beautiful journey.
Yeah. Listen, and kudos to you. You're doing
Explains
this.
everything.
Yeah, I was going to say kudos to you that you built this on your own as well. I like I said, I just have so much respect for your entrepreneurship. I mean, you love what you do, and you just go out and learn these things on your own. So kudos to you on that. Hey, let's have a quick peek at what a short little clip, just to show a little bit about the course and so on. And if any of this resonates with you, maybe this is something of interest to you out there. Again, you can learn a lot about it online, but there's something special about being connected directly with somebody who you can call and connect with and get on Zoom calls and all that kind of stuff. And I think Gillian's course is right up there. So, hey, let's have a quick little look at your course here.
So why Feng Shui? In our fast-paced existence, it is easy for us to become unbalanced and adversely affected by the world around us. By using Feng Shui and heightening our awareness of the energy that surrounds us, it is possible to change our environment, to improve our luck, health, wealth, relationships, and love life. Now, I want to get something straight. Feng Shui is not a fix-all, but rather a catalyst for us to take control and responsibility of our own lives and well-being.
Boom, there you are. How good is that? Great job on the course.
Well, thank you. I hope it worked. My internet seems to be spotty. I think because it's so windy here today, but
yeah, it's windy.
I'm sure it was wonderful.
Hey, we got you back. No, we can see you and we can hear you. Everything is perfect here. It's all good. It's all good. We're really good on that. So, no, I wanted to give a shout out to your course there. So, good luck with that. I know it's a full house right now. I think you have dozens of people involved. So, congratulations on that. I think the next one is coming up, and I don't want to, because I want people to watch this show over and over and over again. Just go to the website, everybody, and what you can do is just follow the links, and you'll be able to see where you can register for the program. So, go to Gillian-White.com. And see if that resonates with you. Hey, we're not finished yet, just so you know. Not that we didn't have fun. I've learned so much today. We could talk about this forever. I mean, I could anyway. I'm going to keep digging into this. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I am signed up for your next course. So I'm excited for that.
Bye.
And I know Renuk is doing it too, so that's going to be great. And we're going to implement that. And again, for me, it's about my work environment, the studio here, in an office environment. You just want to use all of the resources that you can to help make the energy flow. That's how I look at it. It's not about a belief system. It's not about anything. It's about It's about a knowing of energy and working it together. So I hope people will come out and check out your program.
And creating your dreams. Yeah.
Right. It's all about, it's fascinating because, we don't have any problems with writing dream boards or list our goals and all that kind of stuff. And then something like this, sometimes people might think differently about it. Hey, I just want to show you that crystal that you talked about. I got one. There you go. That's the crystal. Yeah, just want to show
That's what you
you.
need, Deb.
I need that crystal. Don't you worry. I'm holding that. Well, is it good for my heart? Is it good to hold near to my heart? I wonder.
You know what? I would place it above your head where you work. Yeah, it'll bring actually more clarity. Yeah, to you. Yeah, to your workspace. You can do that.
I appreciate that, knowing that.
Yeah.
We always have fun around here, and seeing that you call yourself a witch, okay? You call yourself a witch. We still have to find out what goes on inside the mind of a witch. Okay, so I know.
Much.
Anyone who comes on the show,
It's in the moment.
yeah, there you go. Anyone who comes on this show, we have to learn a little bit more what's going on inside. So we have this little thing called this or that. I don't know if you've ever seen that before, but we have a little this or that. So we're going to do a little rundown of this or that to see what goes on inside the mind of Gillian White. There's no right or wrong with this. I'll ask you a couple things. You just pick one of them, and there's no right or wrong. So we're going to do a little this or that. Okay, this or that. There we go. How do you go? Hey, you gotta have a show intro for everything, right? Little this or that with Gillian White. Here we go. So very straightforward stuff. Very straightforward stuff. We'll start with this one. Wine or whiskey?
Whiskey.
Wine. Whiskey. I was hoping you'd say that. That's good. Okay, we have a you know, I know. I was setting you up for that one. I knew that. I knew that was going to be the answer. I was like, what? Well, it's no comparison. I know that. I know that. How about this one? Superpower. Give you a superpower. Invisibility or the ability to read minds?
Oh, read minds.
You want to read?
Actually, I think I already do. So maybe invisibility.
You think you do, see? I don't know if I'd want to read people's minds. I'm not sure about that. How about this? 60s music or 80s music? 60s.
Ooh,
Yeah.
80s. I don't admit it.
Hey. Oh, look at your hair. I mean, come on. Same at mine. Mine is stuck in 1987, but hey, that's okay. I'm gonna keep growing it till I can. It's just gonna happen. How about this? And we have a little delay here. It's okay. And in this, it's okay. It's all good. It's all just thank you, internet. It's just the energy. You have so much energy out where you are. That's what it is.
Too much. Too much
Right.
higher energy.
Skydive or bungee jump?
Bungee jump.
Oh, have you done either or? I'm just curious.
No. I just, at least when I'm tied to something.
Yeah, I know there's more of a chance when you're tied to something. I got it. I got it. How about Chinese food or Italian food?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Italian.
Italian. Yeah, see, that goes with the red wine. That's the red wine question earlier for me. Yeah, the red wine. And travel wise, I think I know this one, but I'll ask anyway. Travel wise, Europe or the Caribbean?
Europe.
Yeah, I know you do a getaways, if I'm not mistaken, to Ireland, correct? Tell everyone about that real
I
quick.
sure do. Well, that's where some beautiful whiskey is. So I take some wild women on these trips where we dive into the magic of the land with fairies and the goddesses and just a good old folklore. It's wonderful. We stay in a
Yeah.
haunted manor.
Right. I've seen pictures from your last trip. So anybody interested in taking a trip to Ireland, I mean, look at me. I don't know why you don't open these up to someone like me because I would go tomorrow. If you're interested in that, Gillian is organizing one of these. I think hopefully this year we'll get back on track and we'll get you back over to Ireland. But again, go to Gillian's website and learn more about the possibility of getting together with Gillian in Ireland. How good would that be? How about this? Wizard of Oz
Amazing.
or Casablanca?
Oh, Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I know. Who am I thinking? I'm thinking like, yeah, classic movies, but I mean, it's the Wizard of Oz, of course. Okay, seeing it's we're in February. It's Black History Month. I know that you have a proud piece of your heritage in that community, and so happy, of course, Black History Month to you. How about this? This is a fictitious sort of question because one of them is not with us here today. But if you were to speak to one of these people about civil rights and freedom, would you want to spend the day with Rosa Parks or Michelle Obama?
Oh, Rosa Parks. Yeah, I
Yeah,
would. That'd be wonderful.
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm thinking of someone in the past, someone in the present, and certainly to hear from one of the originals like that would be an amazing experience, wouldn't it?
That that was one strong woman who just had enough, and I understand the energy of having enough.
I just had enough.
We'd have lots. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. No, and we're not belittling what we're saying about Rosa Parks. Very, very important.
No, no,
No, I'm saying
no,
it with
strong
all.
woman.
Yeah, I mean, had enough is
Mhm.
is the light way of putting it. I mean, anyway, just a beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful woman. Yeah. So I appreciate that.
Mhm.
How about this question? Hope or freedom?
Oh, I don't think you have freedom without hope, so probably hope, faith.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's no right or wrong. It just
Yeah.
it's
I
got
love me, hope is believing in something, and like just knowing and having that, yeah, yeah, like it's gonna, no matter what, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be better. Like, yeah. So that's freedom for me too. So there you go.
Yeah. Oh, they're intertwined. There's no doubt about it. They're intertwined. It's always interesting if you had to choose. Yeah. Yeah. No right or wrong to that. Finish this sentence for me. Finish this sentence. I love my life because
It's juicy.
I love my life because it's juicy.
It's just juicy and fun.
That's a good life. That's a good life. I think that's a good life. Oh, that's awesome. That's a great answer. Listen, Gillian White, super appreciate talking to you today. It's just been a pleasure to have you on this show. It's been just awesome to have you.
I just love you. I'm so grateful for you.
Well, listen, right back at you. I want to encourage everybody to go out and learn more about Gillian on her website. I'll make sure you see that there, 𝗟𝗏𝗿𝗂𝗏.com. Lots of ways you can connect with her. Of course, along the bottom there, you can see on LinkedIn. If you're watching on LinkedIn, you can connect with her here. Obviously, Instagram and Facebook is there as well. And hello to everybody watching Gillian right now on our Facebook page. And of course, we mentioned about your online course. So you can learn more about that on 𝗟𝗏𝗿𝗂𝗏.com. Your podcast, which they can do the links out on your website. Keep going with that podcast. I know it's work and it feels like it sometimes, but you're doing a great job and you're reaching people from all over the world. If I'm not mistaken, you have over 50,000 listens on some of your meditations. Is that correct? Tell me about that.
I always forget I have that. I do. I have on Insight Timer. I have meditations on there. Yeah, I do have a few that were downloaded. So hopefully they like them.
Yeah. Well, if I did the math right, I think it's over 50,000 listens. So people are tuning in and they're listening and they're appreciating.
That's a nice number. Yeah.
That's a nice number. I think that's fantastic. I can't tell you how much I appreciate the things that you've shared with me, specifically, through my health, my health journey and healing process of the healing of the heart and healing of the soul. And I love our conversations. What I like about it the most, and I mean this sincerely, and it's not trying to be belittling it. I just love the fact we can actually, have a whiskey and chat really deep stuff. I just love that. And you can just kind of flow and, it's cool. I think it's amazing. And you have an amazing family.
That's where the juice is.
That's where all the juice is, right? That's where it all is. I can't thank you enough for being here, and I hope people will reach out to you, and we'll do this again. I know we'll do it again. Maybe we'll do it live from the yurt. How about that? Live from the yurt. That would be a lot of fun.
I think that's great.
I think that would be really
cool. With a wee dram of whiskey.
With a wee dram of Irish, whiskey and even Irish whiskey. Speaking of Ireland, by the way, just so you know, if you do ever ask me to go over with you to be in one of those castles, I've been to Ireland. My liver is Irish, just so you know. My liver is Irish. So when I go over there, it's going to look a little bit like this. And it's going to look a little bit like this. So I think I will end the show with a little bit of me in Ireland. And this is what this is the kind of enjoyment that I have when I go to Ireland. Take a guitar, pour a dram, stay with the locals, hang out all day long. So Gillian, thank you so much again for being on the show. We're going to end it here on a little bit of Irish travels here in the past, and that I enjoyed so much. And as we end every show, everyone knows this. Hey, everybody, just be kind out there. Just be kind out there, everybody. Just be kind. See you next time. See you, Gillian.
Bye.